Hey guys, so this is another beauty Q&A video. Laura Almay, do you have any tips for getting your makeup to last all day? I personally don't do all of that beauty gurus suggest you to do. I don't have any setting spray. I never tried them. I do have a Smashbox primer, but for some reason I just don't need to use it. But I really need that type of makeup because I'm performing. At the first part of the day, I'm doing my makeup, I rehearse, I do sound check, then I'm on stage with pretty hot lamps. And then after my gig, I usually make a lot of pictures, so I have to look fresh and not super shiny. The first thing I do is I clean and exfoliate my face. Or for example, if I exfoliated this morning, and in 3 hours I have to start doing my makeup, I still wash off my day cream, then I clean it with toner, then I use small amount of day cream and I wait until it goes inside of my skin, maybe like 10-20 minutes. I put a tissue sometimes so it would absorb oils from that cream, and then I apply foundation. For that purpose I usually use MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation because it's very stable. I didn't try as many stable products, so that's just the only one I have. Then I have translucent loose powder. I think it's much more important to have this one than the pressed powder because its particles are not stickle together, so it's kind of doing a bit different job. It's basically setting the makeup there. And then I have pretty much regular routine. To me the most important thing is that my foundation, my contouring and all that stuff stays there. And then I have my favorite pressed powder. It's called MAC Select Sheer, so I always use that in between. It stays pretty good amount of hours, and that's all I use. Credfield, have you ever tried to use color correcting? Do you have any tips for someone who suffers from rosacea, extreme redness on the face? I never did color correcting on myself, but I would buy a green corrector, and MAC has great green correctors. I know that other brands also make them. If you have red spots, you can do it pointy, and then you blend it a bit with your finger or with a brush, and then I would powder a bit so that green color would not smudge after you apply your foundation. And then when you apply foundation on top, then also use tapping motions. Or if that's kind of all over and just redness, you can use an overall greenish cream. And the other thing you can try is just mix green cream with your foundation. Just try and mix it and just see how that goes. If your foundation is a bit greenish color, that should neutralize the redness. Just try it at home and just make several pictures of yourself with the daylight so you'll see the difference. Ilay Jean, I see so many young women my age who all adopt the same style of makeup and hair regardless of their features, and their individuality is lost. I understand so much what you're talking about. I'll tell you my viewpoint on that. You see, every period in the history, the society kind of had an agreement on what is beautiful, right? Women looked like men reacted on them, on their beauty. Did men wanted to marry them or not? And also the life itself. The way people lived, the way they produced fabrics, the way they could produce different makeup products. So we can't ignore the fact that nowadays the cosmetic industry is now on a certain level. When girls come to salons, they ask pretty much same stuff. Some stuff, from my opinion, was forced to be in, so to be sold to women all over the world. Some stuff women started to require themselves because of the life in general. For example, we all started having pretty good quality cameras on our phones, and when we make a picture, everything is so obvious, like every bump is seen. Many years ago, you couldn't see any pimples on your face. Doesn't matter how close the camera would shoot you. So they didn't need all that stuff, all those foundation, all those injections. So from every angle your face would look kind of beautiful and cool. They didn't need that. So nowadays, women require certain things to look a certain way. Also, I think famous people set the style. And then another people, they try to copy them, thinking they're gonna look good. Also, I think that the girls who look amazing, they found their own style. All the clothes, all that makeup, and all that hairstyle that they have, that looks good, particularly on their body type. People's logic is different. People associate the stuff that she has on her with the way that she looks. She looks good, it looks all together. If a woman looks good, just good, with pretty much good skin, brows, and hair that looks good on her, for her body type, for her face type, and she's looking after herself, and she's taking care of her body, I can tell you that she's gonna sell you just plain black t-shirt and black pants. She would look so good, so people would go and buy this black pants and black t-shirt because that looks so stylish on her. But women whose bodies look well cared, they sell stuff just by wearing it, just by using it. And many people, they kind of blindly go after the stuff instead of finding their own style. I think that's one of the reasons why people lose their individuality nowadays. If you can't find your style, it's pretty safe to wear stuff as her. It's pretty safe to wear something that most of people wear. I think that's the safest way not to make a mistake. I also realized that you can't find your style sometimes because you don't know the history. I know that sounds pretty complicated and we all want an easier way to deal with that. And I'm sure there are loads of girls who absolutely don't care about the types, the theories. They feel comfortable in anything they wear. They just go to a shop, they buy stuff, and they feel amazing. That's the goal. That's the goal. They do not need then any of those systems. And people who are not happy with the look they have, there's two reasons. First, they don't know their bone structure, so they wear long lines for her. Not the style. We were only talking about the bone structure. And she feels awkward and she feels like not in her own skin. But she doesn't know about it. And the other thing, she doesn't know what styles exist. She doesn't know how to name the styles. I realized that in order to be able to find your style, you need to know a bit about the history of styles. What people used many years ago, many centuries ago, and why they used this. Why they had those type of dresses, elements. Every period of time in history, people was wearing clothes consisted of different lines. Some clothes were very straight lines. In the 60s, for example, the dresses, the cardigans, everything, it consisted of straight lines. People started to be very interested in geometric lines in silhouettes. It showed up everywhere. Hair, makeup, shoes, patterns, interior designs, houses, everything. And for example, many centuries ago, ornateness was everywhere. Ornateness meaning very complicated and very beautiful made flowers or leaves or something like this. So we could see it in the interior, in dresses, loads of things on hair. And all that knowledge influences on our taste. If we can't see the difference between different lines, different periods of times, you can know yourself better, you can find your style, and you can find the style for people around you. You will expand your taste. You will expand your possibilities. You will perceive the art differently. And let me know in the comments if you're interested in this small series. I will tell you in simple words what happened many years ago with fashion and how we came to what we have now. That will really help us to see the lines, to see the styles. Mert Kitty. When should you contour versus when should you let your natural features show? I think you should contour for the photo shoot, especially if you're gonna do black and white pictures. For sure you contour the most. In this case, you apply the biggest amount of contouring products. The most important thing here, it should be done accurately. Even the color doesn't matter. It should just be blended pretty well, but you can apply a lot. A bit less contouring you need for colored photo shoot. In this case, whatever cheeks you have, even if you have huge cheeks, you apply contouring. Make sure it's done accurately and take care about the color of contouring powder as well. Let's go down. A bit less contouring than colored photo shoot you would need for the evening party. Try to stick to your natural lines, because people will see you from different angles. You're making a lot of pictures and you never know where the light can be. And of course the least amount of contouring I would do in the daytime, because when you go out, the light is everywhere. So it's shining on your cheeks from this part too. It can look a bit dirty. Radwa Crash. Tips for self-confidence and how to be yourself. It's not that easy, because it has a lot of emotional charge that is hanging right here on our shoulders. First of all, it comes from the people who invalidated you, especially in the times when you wasn't aware about this, and you probably don't remember that, but it really hurt. Let's say those were people whose opinion is very important for you, and you kind of was agree with them on some case, and then they told you something, and you feel like you should believe them. If they were right before, they probably are right now. So that's the trap, and it's a mind thing, of course. And I think you are being yourself at that moment when you stop trying to make people like you. Sometimes it comes with a despair. Sometimes you just get older and you understand how that works. I think it's a self-discipline. Just try to do this for 1 week. Make this 1 week self-confident and being just you. Just for 1 week. And then you can just quit this and do whatever you want. But During this 1 week, you're not gonna make people like you. You will not care what people think about you and just do things that you want to do and you love to do. It's a self-discipline because your thoughts might switch on and off all the time. Then I think you will see the changes. And for some people, I know that they didn't want to go back anymore. All that is your opinion. All that you see now around you, you created. I'm not talking about bad things, like all that good that is around you is you created with your thoughts. What's in your mind, that's your world. You can change the opinion about anything right now and the whole world will change. It's easy to talk about, but it's not easy to do. I know, but I do believe in that. So the most important thing is not how standard you are, how famous you are. If you think you're awesome, then you're awesome. Well, I think that's a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys and see you very soon. Bye.